Hey everyone, it's Steve Smith here. Hey, it's what, Saturday, the 27th, about 9:25 here in California. Have you ever been looking for something, I don't know, digging around in your closet or in your garage, and you come across something that you haven't seen in a long time, and you kind of go, "Wow, I haven't looked at that in, I don't know, seems like years." Well, I did. I found something that I thought was really hadn't looked at it in a long time. There's not much left of it because I was, sort of cleaned out things over the years, but I haven't seen this for a while. You probably don't know, but back in the day, even though I'm still with the same agency, I was, believe it or not, I was a model. And some of you might be going, yeah, sure, right, whatever. But I really was. And I did this for, wow, probably 20 years at least. Made thousands of dollars doing this, having lots of fun. When you're out on photo shoots or doing videos or industrial films, whatever that is, the bigger the production, the more fun it is because there's usually a lot of crew. They usually have craft services which come out and give you lunch. A couple times we actually had to be able to change clothes in a vehicle instead of like in behind a bush, but it was a lot of fun. So I happened to see this thing, and I hadn't seen this in a long time, and I just kind of wanted to share some of this, and then kind of a little bit on follow on. So in the industry, especially in modeling, not so much in TV, but in modeling, but in TV too, they have you have headshots, and actually I have one of my headshots here from my younger days when I was young and beautiful. But yeah, look at that. Look at the color of that hair. Excellent. Anyhow, that was my theatrical headshot. And for print work, when you're doing like magazine ads and things like that, where you see billboards, or even when you go into a store and you look at the section that has picture frames, that's all stock footage. Those are all models that have agreed to do stock images, because with stock images you get paid one time for doing it, but it's pretty much one-time pay, and they can use it for whatever they want. But in the print world, we have something that used to be called a Z card, and this is my Z card. You can see little dark hair there. Looking all handsome and suave, but and then on the back of these you had what was called, it was sort of show your versatility. So I could be, you could see like in the upper there, I was in a suit, I was like a businessman. And then this one right here is sort of like just a regular dad guy. And then they always had something in there that, would show some kind of versatility. This is kind of like a, I don't know, semi-cowboy, half-breed look. I don't know what that was at the time, but it seemed pretty cool when I did it. And then the one on the top there, that's the kind of things you see in the picture frames. I had to do this really unfun thing there and have this, beautiful young actress hanging on my back for hours while we did these shots, trying to get the right one. But that was pretty fun. I mean, that was an interesting time in my life, and I haven't done anything for a while, and that's why I just happened to kind of dig this out, because I haven't seen it in, gosh, years. Even though I'm still with the same agency, it just hadn't done much, partly because of the way things are. I mean, there's not a whole lot of photo shoots and stuff going on, simply because you can't be around people, and I don't want to go off on a tangent and be all political on that. But I do have a couple things. There was like, this is actually from like a Bank of America ad for something to do with your checks or something. That was a image, some kind of photo shoot I did there. And then I have this one. This is a big one. This one was probably, there was probably 30 million images of this out in the world. And this is one I did. Let me get it back here where you can see it. This is one I did for the Army. Obviously that's me right there. And then this guy was a young Hispanic man who was being the guy in the Army. And this was a African American woman. And if you put us together, we look like a real family. In fact, I had people ask me if that was my real wife, because the way they put us together, we look so good. Obviously, African American woman, Hispanic young man, and then me, my agency, they called me the mystery ethnic, because sometimes I could look like, some quasi white guy sort of thing. And then, I could be Eastern European, I could be Hispanic. They could, depending upon the lighting and what the situation was, they could make me kind of fit into a lot of things. And they liked that because that versatility allowed me to move, around in various sort of, I don't know, niches, or if you want to say, categories of people according to, a little bit of skin color, because I have sort of an olive color. Being Polynesian, it you kind of have that. But it was just weird. I had to pull that out and was looking at that and thinking back of those times when, oh man, we had some great stuff, man. There was one time I was doing a show. It wasn't a show. It was actually a program called 3 Perfect Days. And they used it on, I think it was American Airlines, to kind of show the passengers when they were flying, kind of, if they were going to a particular city, they would show these short films and of the particular 3 Perfect Days, like in San Diego. That's the one I did, 3 Perfect Days in San Diego. And for 3 days, I got to travel around with this really great crew, beautiful actress that I got to work with. Her name was Kim, and just stunningly beautiful. I don't know how I got the job because, I don't know how I got it anyhow. But, so we got to travel around San Diego for 3 days doing really cool stuff. One night, it was on a Saturday night, because we did this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Saturday night, they had us downtown in San Diego. Here, there's this place called the Gas Lamp, which is kind of the old part of San Diego, but it's, it's the nightclub scene and all that. There was a kind of a bar, restaurant thing there called Jimmy Love's. And on Saturday night, it was pretty packed. Everything down in the Gas Lamp was packed on Saturday night, prior to, the situation we're in now. And I remember pulling up, they had us pull up in this van, and there was a line out the door, people waiting to get in. And the van opened the slider doors on the side, and the PAs, the production assistants came and grabbed us and kind of whisked us right in. Then we went right into the thing, and they had a table set up with lights on it. And so they were filming us, having drinks, even though we weren't really drinking, but it looked like we were. Did some dancing and got to go back behind the bar and make drinks while they were filming us. And I remember the people at the place were going, "Oh my God, who are these people? Look at their movie stars!" Because it was like a full production kind of a movie, so there was lights and cameras everywhere, and it was just a blast, man. When I think back on it, I remember Kim and I were talking about a little later that, it's like, God, these people are going crazy, and we're just, little non-union actors doing, non-union gigs here in San Diego. It was just fun. It was really a fun time. Did a lot of stuff like that. I mean, I did one photo shoot out on in La Jolla. We were doing, I think that one was stock footage, stock images, and there was a woman and I that we were supposed to be. It was kind of like a marriage scene, like people who just got married. So we were standing out on rocks, and they were taking pictures of us like we had, like we had just gotten married. She had her wedding gown on, and I had, a tuxedo on, and people were driving by going, "Oh, hey, congratulations." And we're just cracking up because, we're not really married. We didn't even know each other really until we came and, do the photo shoot. So it was just, there was, I don't know how many times, hundreds and hundreds of productions I went on. And God, I just can't even think about how many times I've, had done videos. I've done ramp modeling where you, walk down with your, all dressed up in certain clothes, and, people are along the side, looking at you. I've done hand modeling prior to, getting old and have my hands all wrinkled now. But what I wanted to go back to was what got me into this was when I was many, many years ago, when I first, even thought about doing this. I didn't want to do, print and TV and films and stuff because, at the time I didn't, and even now I thought no one wants to see me, because I didn't think anybody wanted to see me on TV or on pictures or anything. So I wanted to do voiceover work, which is when you see like radio commercials and stuff, because, no one has to see you. All you got to be able to do is read well and talk and put emotion and inflection and all these things into your voice so that it sounds like, sounds good on radio. So I went to a school here in the San Diego area, and I did a read, which is what they call it when you're going to do like a voiceover. You know, you're reading it. Uh, and when I did that, the instructor said, you know, there's a actor wanting to get out of you inside you. So why don't you take the commercial acting first? And commercial acting class was learning how to hold products properly, being in front of the camera, and that was really a big thing, was getting used to being in front of the camera, because I hate being in front of the camera. Even though I did this, I still don't like being in front of the camera. I don't like this being in front of the camera. So I did that. I took the commercial acting class, and there was a guy in my class who had some headshots done in LA by a really great photographer who has unfortunately passed away. His name was Sandy Spear. And so I went to LA and had some headshots done. And he said, hey, I know an agent down in San Diego who's looking for someone like you. And so, I'm thinking, oh yeah, he's blowing smoke up my skirt or something. So I went home, and like 2 weeks later, Sandy called me and goes, hey, did you go see, Linda at San Diego Model? And I said, no. So he called her, and I went down there, and this was like, 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, when I was, a young guy still. And so I went and see her, and she looked at my proof sheet, which is basically kind of like thumbnail pictures of all the headshots he did. There's like 100 headshots and different pictures that he had done. And so she looked at those and signed me to an exclusive contract right then on that day. And I've been with them for, ever since. Like I said, I'm still with them. I don't do much anymore, but occasionally they will call me, or I'll get a casting to go out and do something. Usually when they're looking for, older guys, because, color of the hair, you can tell. But what that brings me to is the point is that when I was doing this, when I started this, I didn't really have any idea this was going to work out in any way at all. And so when you start thinking about things you want to do, sometimes you just got to go for it. And that's basically what I did. I just thought, hey, I want to learn how to do a voiceover. So I went to this class, and they didn't really go in that direction. I went into another direction in commercial acting. And I just tried it out and went do it. When they call you, and when you get a call from your agent or something to go down and, someone wants to cast you or wants to see you for a particular, gig, whether it's video or, TV or, print work. I did tons of print work. I think that's what I did mostly, was print. You just go down there, and sometimes it's what they call a go-see, where you just go down there and they go, oh yeah, okay, we see you, and you're not exactly what we're looking for. And then sometimes you go down there and you're exactly what they want, and you get the gig, and you go do it, and you get paid. It's really cool. So I just wanted to kind of bring that forward to say, go for it. If there's something you want to do, get out there and try it. Because, if a ugly ass old guy like me can 20 years ago be in the modeling industry, anybody can do pretty much anything they want if you want to go for it. If you just want to put the effort in it. I saw something today on this car, and it said, dreams don't work if you don't. And it really comes down to that. It comes down to, if you want to make your dreams come true, within limits. I could say I want to be an astronaut, but it ain't gonna ever freaking happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be an astronaut. So, but get out there, man. Go for stuff. Don't wait. And think that it might not work, because had I not tried that 20 plus years ago, I wouldn't have all the memories and all the things to think back on. And even today, occasionally we'll go into a store, and there I am on some picture frame, obviously a lot younger than I am now, but it's so weird to see yourself on a picture frame. We saw one not too long ago. My wife and I were in a Hallmark store, and happened to walk by, and I go, oh my God, look at that. There I am. And it was with, some other lady that I was doing the shot with. And it's just weird. It's just kind of funny to see that. And still occasionally people will, point it out to my wife that, is this your husband? But anyhow, this wasn't about me. It's about you. It's about getting out there, being who you can be, going after whatever you want, and just wing it, man. Just don't sit back and think someday, oh, I wish I could have done that, or I should have done that. just do it. Just go out there and do it. So anyhow, everybody have a freaking awesome weekend. I hope everything goes right for you, and I hope things get back to whatever normal is at someday. But we can get back to living our lives in a normal, semi-normal, whatever that normal thing is that we can do. And anyhow, enjoy your weekend. Love you all. See you next time.